If your practice is stuck making under 20K a month, it's probably not your fault, but it is your responsibility to fix it. We took our family's practice from 5K a month, negative net income, to over 100K a month. And we didn't get there by hustling harder. In this video, I'm going to break down the exact 5 shifts we made to scale from 5K to 100K a month, so you can apply it in your practice and finally unlock the growth that you deserve. Here are the 5 shifts I'm going to go through. The first one was reclaiming control with the clear vision. Secondly, systems and tech that saved us 20 plus hours a week. Then we restructured our team to perform. We fixed our billing issues that increased our cash flow. And we built out client loyalty through a simple roadmap. Let's dive into it. Now, how we grew our therapy practice from 5K to 100K a month. Now, most therapists are exhausted, underpaid, and underwhelmed, and stuck under that 20K a month mark. Now, let's get into the problems. First, there's admin chaos. Now, most therapists are drowning in emails, missed follow-ups, endless forms, all on top of doing clinical notes and doing research to make sure you're properly serving your clients. That's a lot to take on as one person, right? Secondly, there's team confusion. Staff don't know what's doing what, leading to dropping the ball, miscommunications, clients leaving, and it's not efficient, and it gives you a headache, right? Now, thirdly, is there's no growth clarity. Now, what I mean by growth clarity is you don't have a clear plan. You have no data, and it's hard for you to scale because you're just making moves without any support behind it. So you don't know where it's going to lead you because you're not tracking anything, and you don't know what the blueprint looks like for your practice and that vision. The next problem, our final one, is burnout and bottlenecks. You're wearing every hat. You are the biller, you are the scheduler, you're the clinician. You have to make sure everything's clean. You have to be a supervisor to your team. The practice can't grow past your personal limit. So most practices hit that ceiling. You're juggling everything, clients, admin, staff, and your growth stalls. We were there too, and this is how we were able to break through. Let's get into it. Now, the vision and operational control. You want to define your company vision. This is going to be the foundation for your practice and how you run your business. Without your vision, you're not going to have procedures, you're not going to have standards, and it's going to get mixed with everyone else's culture except for yours. So we have to define what your company vision is. Once we did that, we're able to create a clear structure when it comes to team, how we want to run the practice, and clearly see where we're headed. Now, following that, my father and I stepped up into leadership roles. We work in the background doing operations. Our first move, it was not tactical. I'm going to be completely transparent with you, but it was a mindset. We defined the vision, claimed full operational control, and with us joining that team, we restructured it. And my mom finally led like a CEO of the practice, not just a clinician, therapist, counselor, a CEO. That leadership shift gave us clarity to build on everything else. Now, once we got into that, we're finally able to get into the next step, which was smart systems and automation. Okay, so within these systems, we have the CRM. We use Go High Level. This is like a super organized address book that helps us remember every client's name and help us manage what stage they are in our process, right? If they're just a lead or referral, there's a bucket for that. If they are active client on a caseload and who they're assigned to, there's a bucket for that. And it just helps us know where they are, keep track of what they need and when they need it, right? The next system is EHR tool, your electronic health record tool. We use Simple Practice. It's as simple as the title says. Now, this is our digital notebook, so to say, for writing our notes, our clinical notes in there. We'll have them during each session. You probably have one I do recommend using Simple Practice because it makes it 10 times easier. You can also manage billing and insurance within here as well. The next thing that we have is our calendar, and within our calendar, the automation. Now, the calendar is also in Simple Practice, which makes it even more simple. But this tool makes sure that no one gets forgotten or that they forget their appointments. So it sends reminders, and we can also send cancellation notifications all through it. Definitely helps us prevent and reduce a lot of cancellations that happen and no shows. Now, after that, we have our billing and our note tracking. So it helps us keep track of all the work that we've done, the notes that are attached to that appointment specifically, and billing them out with the codes. We also do billing through Simple Practice and just transition to them handling it for us. And make sure that we get paid for it on time, right? There's those taboo thoughts of I shouldn't use insurance. I don't want to go through insurance. They don't pay. Well, if you get a system for it, it makes it that much easier, right, as we go through it. Now, we built these smart systems and they saved us time and they stopped a lot of money leaks. Client onboarding, scheduling, note completions, all got automated. And our tech stack really gave us back hours and peace of mind. Like, no kidding, probably 20 to 40 hours a week is what we're saving by implementing these systems because we're doing things backwards. And it feels so much better to focus on what we need to grow and move. Once we buttoned up the systems, we went ahead and went to our next phase and shift, which was team alignment and culture. I cannot stress how huge culture is, and being the CEO is probably the main thing you should be focused on is how to get your team to embody your culture, because what they embody, they can pass on to the clients, and that's how you grow that much more in a healthy way. So the first thing was clear roles and KPIs. Everyone on the team had a clear job to do. Like players on the sports team, we also gave each person goals so they know if they were doing things the correct way or doing them at a high level or good level. This also allowed us to lead into our supervision and training systems once we had the roles clear and the KPIs. We made sure that everyone had a coach slash lead who helped them learn and get better every week. So they meet weekly with supervision and they're able to touch base with them on clients they're seeing, actually get those skills developed within them. Now, it was like having regular practice, so the team stayed sharp and always ready because things are always shifting and changing, and as regulations are always changing as well. Now, after that, we were able to get into a culture of accountability. If someone said they would do something, we made sure it got done. This helped because a lot of stuff can get swept under the rug, and you don't want to step on a pile of crumbs, especially when an audit comes to your practice or you're getting audited randomly. Now, that could be really bad. Now, this helped the whole team trust in one another, and we were able to grow together. We were able to give each other that feedback and hold each other accountable on what we can do better. Even myself, if I'm going to slow on something I need to pick up, we are growing constantly, bouncing off of each other. It's a great atmosphere to work in and highly encouraged. All right, now that the team and the culture was fixed, we were able to shift over into focusing on billing and cash flow. Now, these two shifts we were able to do simultaneously just because we divided and conquered. But if you are building by yourself, you just have to do what you have to do. And you can just go in this order as well. Now, first was insurance and compliance. Now, if you can't pass an audit, you're not going to have a practice. That's just, it is what it is. You have to go by the laws, by the rules and regulations, make sure you're doing things ethically. Now, for insurance compliance, we made sure that all paperwork and rules for getting paid by the insurance were followed correctly. So we had to get clarity on that, double checking the policies, the handbooks of the insurances that we partner with and work with. So we wouldn't lose money and have to pay that back and get clawbacks, right? Or even get shut down. Once that was all buttoned up, we can move over to clinician and accountability. Now, clinician accountability, we checked that every member was doing their job on time, especially writing notes, because you have to submit those in a certain amount of time and get those completed, or you can run into a lot of trouble. And finishing tasks to those sessions, because you'll learn that your team's not going to have the same responsibility or work ethic as you. They might want to submit notes later on. And so we put a system in place to make sure that they submit things by a certain date. That way they can get paid for the time, and we can also send them out for billing accurately. Now, With that, there are weekly billing cycles instead of waiting on long periods to get paid. So we ask that they double check and go through their notes on a weekly basis. And we even have a check system to where our team will double check those, triple check them before submitting them. That way, all of our ducks are in a row. Now, one of our biggest leaks was billing. So we enforced compliance, streamlined those notes and created a weekly billing rhythm. That way, cash flow improved fast, and we knew where every dollar was coming from, and how to speed it up. Let's get into client growth now. All right, now with client growth and roadmaps, this topic actually there's a mix between clinicians and therapists that do get upset by this topic, because when we're providing services, we want to create milestones for the client, right? Because we aren't making them reliant and dependent on the care. We're actually trying to give them tools to take on and move forward with and develop, as many of you are. So we created that to support that, because that's one of the visions of the CO. And so we had to make sure we implemented. So with client milestones specifically, we set clear goals for each client so they could see how far they've come and what steps were next for them, right? It gave clients a sense of progress that they could celebrate and look forward to. Now, what this leads into frequency and planning. Now, when you go to the doctor and you're sick, they're going to give you and prescribe you medication with a timeline of when you should see it, when you should be done taking the medication, when you should come in for a follow-up, and under what conditions. Now, therapy and behavioral health services should work in the same way. This just lets them see where they're headed, where they're going, and this will also allow you to keep clients longer and see them more frequently once they can see where they're going. Now, we help clients know how often they should come in for their sessions, and that's when they see the best results. Now, this made sure they stayed on track with their healing, and this is specific to the client's needs. This is a one-on-one basis because everyone's different, and it's also going to be very specific to your outcome when it comes to dealing with clients. How long do you keep clients, and how long does it take your clients to achieve a goal when working with you? Is that one session a week? Is that 2 sessions a week? Is that twice a month? One time a month? Is there intensive in the beginning and where you wing them off, right? So that's where you want to dive into specifically. Now, after you do that, we can go on to retention focus areas. We focus on building strong relationships and helping clients. So you doing that helps you also nurture, build a rapport with clients, caregivers, and that way they can continue their journey with us. Now, when clients felt cared for, they stayed longer and they got better outcomes. The results were just better overall. Now, if you're not able to get results, it's more likely you should go get training and help. That way you can keep your clients longer or figure out who are the clients you best serve, right? So those are just some action steps you can take. All right, now the results of all of that is an energized team and happy clients. That's how we got from 5K a month to 100K a month. Efficient, scalable operations. Now our team's energized. We try our best to keep them happy. Our clients are happy majority of the time. They have those outliers, but we always do our best to support them and see how we can improve. And we got more time, better margins, less stress, and our practice runs smoother than ever. Our team is more aligned than ever, and clients are getting better outcomes. It's just the best of both worlds. Now, real results, real systems. We didn't just grow, we created a repeatable system. We helped many of our clinicians use the same model to scale and also to reclaim their time back. Now, if I can leave you with anything, it's that success loves systems. Now, growth isn't about doing more, it's about doing it better. You don't need more hustle, you need better systems, better leadership, and a team that shares your vision. Let's build that together. I appreciate you for tuning in. I hope you can take everything, apply it, and scale. Have a great